In the shadows of Asia's bustling cities lies a world seldom illuminated, a world controlled by an organization rooted deeply in culture, feared yet often misunderstood. This is the story of the Yakuza, not as the traditional syndicate of honor and ritual, but as ruthless drug lords whose influence extends far beyond the neon streets of Tokyo or Osaka. This presentation is an urgent, official public service announcement revealing the hidden mechanisms, the devastating human cost, and the urgent reality behind the Yakuza's grip on the drug trade across Asia. The Yakuza have long been recognized for their role in organized crime, their tattoos emblematic of a brutal code, their presence woven into the fabric of Japanese society. Yet few fully grasp the extent to which they have shaped and controlled the underground drug market. This is not a story of mere street-level dealers or isolated incidents. Instead, it is an intricate web of trafficking routes, corruption, and violence that reaches into every corner where illicit substances poison lives. If you encounter signs of this underground trade, unexplained disappearances, communities devastated by addiction, or sudden spikes in violent crime, understand these are not random occurrences. They are the effects of a carefully orchestrated network designed to protect profits at any cost. The narcotics distributed through these channels range from methamphetamines to synthetic opioids, their origins traced back to clandestine labs controlled or sanctioned by these crime syndicates. Observing their behavior, the Yakuza traffickers display a pattern of intimidation and strategic ruthlessness unparalleled in many other crime factions. Their operations are heavily militarized, street-level drug runners are frequently protected by bodyguards, and enforcement is swift and brutal upon any betrayal or competition. Corruption is rampant. Law enforcement officials, politicians, and business owners often find themselves ensnared or coerced to facilitate the movement of drugs. This ensures that investigations stall and arrests remain superficial, keeping the leadership insulated from direct involvement. It's important to recognize that the typical explanations for rising drug problems, poverty, social decline, or youth rebellion, often do not account for the persistent strength and adaptability of these operations. Unlike sporadic or opportunistic trafficking rings, the Yakuza embed themselves in legitimate enterprises as fronts. They manipulate supply chains, laundering profits through construction, entertainment, and even export businesses. Denying this fact is to ignore the structural underpinning that allows such a drug epidemic to flourish unchecked. Detailed investigations have uncovered specific case histories that illuminate the scale and cold calculation of these operations. In one instance, a smuggling ring based in Kyushu coordinated shipments of methamphetamine to Southeast Asia and back, leveraging fake import-export documents and corrupt customs officials. Another case involved the violent elimination of rival groups in Osaka following a turf war over control of synthetic opioid distribution networks, a war that cost dozens of lives and displaced hundreds from their homes. Historical context reveals that the Yakuza's involvement in narcotics is not accidental but a progression of their evolution. Post-war Japan saw these groups rise from black market profiteers to sophisticated businessmen who diversified into drugs as prohibition laws tightened elsewhere. Government crackdowns often missed the mark, focusing on visible street crimes rather than dismantling financial networks. This allowed the drug trade to become a deep-rooted economic engine for the syndicates, enabling them to corrupt officials and dominate entire regions economically and socially. Some conspiracy theories suggest secret alliances between Yakuza factions and foreign drug cartels that negotiate supply routes and chemical precursors. While these claims are difficult to verify, open-source intelligence and leaked documents suggest at least pragmatic cooperation, if not outright partnerships. This transnational dimension adds complexity to counter-drug efforts and underlines the global nature of the crisis. This message is not crafted for mere curiosity but for action. The faces driving this epidemic remain unseen in mainstream headlines, concealed behind layers of intimidation and silence. The communities shattered, the addicts lost, and the violence perpetuated are the cost of looking away. Awareness is the first step toward disruption. Understanding the true depth and breadth of the Yakuza drug lords' influence is essential. Public safety depends on vigilance and informed action. Support for law enforcement, targeted policy reforms, and community programs designed to address addiction must be prioritized. The shadows will only recede when exposed by collective resolve and truth. This has been